with a cap.
Yeah, with a cap.
So these guys just rolling through.
Hey, yo, what's up, guys? This is Fariko, and the game that you're watching is from the tournament from Columbus, the first Ghost LAN event. And the teams that are playing is Optic Gaming versus KG Adversity. And unfortunately, Optic got taken out early and had to move to the losers bracket. Of the top 6 teams, Optic was the only one not to make it through to the quarters, which was sort of unfortunate. They really practiced hard, and I thought they would definitely make it, top 4 on this tournament. And they still have a chance. They can move through the losers bracket and obviously, have a good showing. But I was watching the new coach. I'm not sure, if that had anything to do with it, because I know their practices were really good, but it just seemed like, it didn't add much to their strategy. And I don't know if it's because they're not used to having somebody be vocal behind them and try to make call outs and whatnot, and it might be a matter of them adjusting to that, because I don't think they're really used to it. Now I'm gonna put up a little graphic here that shows all the teams in the winners or championship bracket and how they did. Obviously, Complexity, they steamrolled through Skyline. It was so the matches were so uneven. It was somewhat embarrassing for Skyline. Like, what was that new game mode? Blitz. Complexity, I think, set a new record for competitive Blitz number of I guess goals that they scored. That they scored 35 goals, which is insane. It almost looked like a conga line. It was just like crazy. So they easily won 3-0 against Skyline. And then I was surprised FaZe didn't make it through, because they were actually practicing quite a bit, but TCM ended up making it with Complexity or that same bracket. And then Envy, tough match. Curse New York, that was a tough team. That was actually a really tough matchup for Envy. Curse New York should have probably been, seated a little higher, but they didn't have, as many pro points as some of the other teams. And so Envy, squeezed through. And then, like I said, Optic Gaming lost to Adversity. And it wasn't like, they lost 1-3, but it was closer than that. Like, it wasn't like Optic Gaming was getting outslayed or anything like that. But I think it just came down to, this is obviously a whole new Call of Duty, and it's just gonna take some used to. And Adversity came out really aggressive, and it seemed to help them in this particular matchup against Optic. Optic, it seemed like they were a little bit more cautious and a little more defensive, and I'm not sure if that's what cost them or not, but it was really unfortunate. I was really rooting for them to do really well, and so I really wanted to see Optic Gaming versus Envy in the winners bracket, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be KG Adversity, and then the other, the lower bracket. Let's see, Curse Las Vegas. They had a pretty easy time. They were pretty dominant as well, and that's the Curse Las Vegas. If you guys don't know, it's a team with Parasite, and then Parasite, Nameless, and those guys. And as expected, Kaliber also won, but that was a tough matchup because Epsilon, as you guys know, they almost beat Complexity in Gfinity too, and so that was gonna be a really tough matchup, and it was, and that's why Kaliber won, in the 5th game, 3-2. So Kaliber against Curse Las Vegas, that's gonna be a really good matchup. Next, Unite Gaming, they were seated 2nd, which was a little surprised, but I guess they had some players that had really good results, and their pro points gave them 2nd seed, and they also did really well. The first match was kind of close, but they were able to start dominating, and they made it through. And I'm not sure who Kaliber Fuse is. I'm not too familiar with them. And so they made it through. They beat Soar, surprisingly 3-0. So of the quarterfinal matchups, I think maybe the most interesting matchup obviously is going to be Envy No, not actually Envy versus Adversity. I would say Curse Las Vegas against Kaliber. That's probably gonna be the most interesting matchup in the quarters. I see right now. I think Complexity and Envy coming out of the quarters, and Curse Las Vegas and Unite coming out of the bottom. So you might have a semifinals of Curse versus Unite and Complexity against Envy, which would be a really awesome matchup in the semis. Okay, now so what do I think of so far Ghost as being competitive? Let me tell you guys right off the bat, it is not as exciting as Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, when they brought Hardpoint, that completely changed the way competitive COD feels and looks, and watch. When viewers watch, it's easy to understand. I mean, obviously, domination is easy to understand too, but domination, there's a spawn delay, and the scores don't change as quickly. You earn the clock you earn points every 5 seconds. So if you hold 2 flags, you're gonna earn I guess twice as many points as the other team every 5 seconds. So you don't earn. It's not like Hardpoint where every second you're earning points. It's every 5 seconds. So I didn't think domination was very exciting. That's a game type you're watching right now. It's domination, and Blitz, it was okay. A team can actually beat another team without outslaying them, just because you can sneak around and obviously get into and score a goal without having to outslay the other team. So I'm sort of like on the fence about Blitz and domination. I don't think they're as exciting. I think CTF and um, Hardpoint obviously was way more exciting. And in Search and Destroy, that for me, that's my favorite so far from Ghost. Search actually looks pretty good. And I know Infinity Ward tried to put up this a codcaster mode, and it's actually not too bad. I mean, you can see the two teams, you can see all the players, and their kills and death, and you have a constant mini map, or not a mini map, but it's actually instead of a mini map, it's actually a full map. The only bad thing that maybe they'll give an update is when you have on the right side you have all the players, it hides the kill feed, so you can't see the kill feed. So MLG put in that little box in the bottom left for kill feeds so people could see, but it kind of looks weird because you see the background video inside that little box, so it's a little distracting, to say the least. And that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully the top teams make it through. Not that I don't root for the underdog, but it'll be just nice to see that in the first championship of COD Ghost. Anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well, and I'll be bringing more information as it comes out. See you guys later. Bye.